feel like I have been sighing in relief ever since 2025 ended. I can't be the only one who is so grateful and thankful to be out of 2025. Gosh, the ball dropped, the clock counted down, and the year ended, and I was like, thank the Lord. I feel so relieved. I felt so much calmer and relieved since being out of that year. I can't be the only one, but gosh, I have not been so excited for our year to end, probably ever. 2025 was such a hard year. I started this channel and vlogging in the most traumatic, hardest moments of my life in the hospital, trying to survive, trying to have Mary Claire survive, you know, going through the grief of losing her and, you know, the funeral and all of that. I did very publicly here because there's just so many women who go through this and it's just not talked about, and it kind of enraged me. And so it hit a point with the vlogs where I was like, how much sad McKenna does the world really need to see? And like how it's just too much. It's just like McKenna crying all day, every day. And so I kind of pulled back from that and tried to do like more upbeat vlogs. But then I just felt really disingenuous. I was like, you know, I was so public with the grief, and then I just kind of like stopped, and then everything's happy, but behind the scenes I'm still really, really sad. And so I just like stopped the vlogs. I was like, just gotta cut the madness. And I tried to come back a few times. I have like multiple videos like this recorded that never came out just because I just didn't feel ready. But it's a new year and it's going to be a great year. It's the year of the horse, and so it's so much better than the year of the snake. And of course 2025 was terrible. It's the year of the snake, so it all makes sense now. But 2026 is going to be such a better year. 2025, even though it was so hard, was filled with so many great moments. I think the best one was MasterChef, even though we got eliminated twice. I was so happy to finally be able to talk about it because I can keep secrets, but it's hard for me. And so I was just like, don't tell anyone, it's a secret, you can't tell anything. And so I was just like keeping it all in until it finally was announced. And then I felt so relieved. I was like, okay, great, I don't have to worry about this anymore, I can talk about it. So it was a lifetime like dream of mine to be on a cooking show. Little McKenna would like cook in her kitchen and pretend like she had a film crew filming her. Like it was just like my dream since I was like 10. And so it was amazing, and we had the best time. It was so fun doing it as duos. I applied for the show before I knew it was duos, and then the casting person was like, it's duos, you need a buddy. And so I was like, Spencer, you are not my dynamic duo. And so we had a blast. There were so many times where I was just so grateful to have like Spencer, because I was like, doing this alone, it's already so hard doing it as a pair, but doing it alone would have been just like a lot more stressful. But it was so much fun and just so incredible, and like everything about it was amazing. And so thankful for that opportunity. Thank you, MasterChef. I hope someday I get to go back and finally get my apron, because every time I put on an apron that's not like the MasterChef apron, I'm just like, yep, you didn't get it. You had the opportunity to make it. You had 2 chances and you missed it both times. And so maybe one day I'll get my 3rd redemption, or I'll get the 3rd redemption and still not make it. And I'll be like the person that like auditions for MasterChef over and over and keeps losing. I'll be like the person that's most rejected on MasterChef. But either way, it was still so much fun and such a great opportunity, and just like amazing. The first time I made mashed potatoes after we got off the show, I was just like, I was waking up for a party, and I was just like, I felt so stressed, I felt so tense, I didn't know why. And then a friend came in my kitchen and she's like, McKenna, you seem so tense, what's going on? And I was like, and then I realized, I was like, I haven't made mashed potatoes since I made them for Gordon Ramsay. I just feel that anxiety still. And so it was so fun, and so I'm so grateful we got to do that. So that was the highlight of 2025 for sure. But so many other great things happened. I finally passed my sommelier exam. So I'm a sommelier in the Court of Masters, and I'm so excited. I started studying for that test 3 years ago, maybe 3.5 years ago by now. And when it was time for me to take it, I just became pregnant with Margaret, and I had terrible brain fog, and so I missed the test. I didn't pass by 1 question. I was 1 question away from passing. And so finally this past year, I was just like, you know, I just have to do it. Why haven't I retaken this test? I just have to like get it done, just do it. And so I had flashcards, I had all of my wine books everywhere, and so I am so thankful that I passed. I was very happy McKenna. There was a very happy scream that came out of that room when I got my results back. I am studying for level 2. A wine book is behind me that I'm studying right now. I have wine maps coming in that are like color coded, and so I'm really excited just to continue my wine journey. Speaking of wine, half of the weddings for West McKenna last year were in Napa, and so love that for me, love that for my brides, but also love that for me because I love being in Napa. And so it was just really fun to like be a new sommelier in one country doing what I love most, wines and weddings together. Like, how can that be any more perfect? We had some of the most beautiful weddings I've ever done last year, and so I had such like, my brides and grooms were so distinctive of what they wanted, and like I really feel like I created one of a kind weddings for them. And so it was just really, really fun, and just so many different like cultural elements that I don't get to do all the time that we got to like fuse together. And so that's something I love so much about weddings, is that every single wedding I do, I learn so much, I grow so much. And so I was just really thankful to still be able to do them as best I could. It took a long time, and it still is, for my body to recover from the hospitalization and the surgery. I'm still not back to what I was before that, but every time I get a little bit better, I just am really grateful to still be here, able to do these things. And so this year was full. It was full of a lot of really, interesting things. I think that when you go through a traumatic situation where you don't know if you're going to like wake up again, when you do wake up again, you sort of have this like, I think it kind of shifted my perspective on life, because instead of like putting things off or like waiting or delaying, I was like, you never know when it's going to be your time, and when your time's going to be up. And so I've done a lot of things in the last year that I have just done because I was like, well, I don't know how long I have, so I'm gonna do all the things now. So I got ducks. I have 4 ducks. They're very cute. I have cats. I'm getting geese. Like all these crazy things that you want to say you'll do it some other day. I'm just like, nope, I'm doing it now. I'm just gonna have to work, because you never know when it's your time. And so it's a really kind of a relief to live that way, I have found out, because you can kind of live your most true and authentic self without kind of caring. I'm just like, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care about anything. It really doesn't matter. My first boss, who I love so much, Miss Karen, she would always come, like if something crazy was happening, she'd be like, well, did anyone die? Is anyone dead? And like, that's the level to like manage stress at. And I didn't really understand that until I was so close to it. And then someone I loved passed, because when you kind of look through everything with that perspective, life becomes a lot less intense, because, it's not a life and death situation. So it's not that big of a deal. And so it kind of gives you this like relief to just live your days in a really bold way. And so I'm really going into 2026 boldly, the year of the horse. And so I'm really excited. I've started painting, and so I'm going to try and illustrate my next children's book. And so I'm working on that. So it might go really well, or it might go terribly. We will know very soon. The first attempt went pretty well, so I feel encouraged. So I have a couple books coming your way. We have Hard Faith Fest in LA and in New York City coming this year, maybe internationally. Who can say? That is a secret that I can't talk about yet. But I'm just really, really grateful to still be here. Really grateful for all of y'all's support. I had so many, and I still do, messages and texts and emails and encouragement. And I think that my vlogging through the hardest part of my life really, in a way, was so wonderful, because it really brought so many people that could like comfort me, I want to say, and going through something that was really, really hard. And so grateful for all of you. I am back. And I can't wait to see what this year has in store for me and for all of us. I think 2026 is going to be really special. So, hi everyone, and now bye everyone, and I will continue seeing you this year. But I hope you guys today are doing so well, and that as we begin 2026, we can kind of go into it with newfound hope and clarity to make bold decisions together. Bye guys.